Repetition is a powerful tool in learning, and it can have a significant impact on memory and skill acquisition when it comes to learning through repeated listening. One interesting fact is related to the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. The Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, proposed by psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus, illustrates how information is rapidly forgotten after learning if there is no effort to retain it. However, repetition can counteract this curve. By listening to information repeatedly, especially in spaced intervals, you reinforce the neural pathways associated with that information. Research suggests that the brain strengthens connections between neurons each time information is repeated. This process, known as long-term potentiation, enhances the ability to recall information over time. Repeated listening helps embed the knowledge or skill into your long-term memory, making it more readily accessible when needed. Repeat this content and listen to it multiple times a day until it naturally becomes ingrained in your mind. Today, we are learning about being the ultimate yes person and knowing when to say no. The ultimate yes person. Hey there, ever met someone who's the ultimate yes person? You know, the kind of person who just can't resist saying yes to everything and everyone. They're like the human version of a nodding bobblehead, always in agreement. It might seem like a friendly and drama-free way to live, but hang on, because there's more to this story. Imagine you're in a group, and there's that one friend who never says no to any plan, any favor, or any request. You need someone to water your plants while you're away. They're on it, planning a surprise party. They're in, even if they're not big fans of surprise parties. You need a movie buddy for the 17th time this month. They're there with their popcorn. At first glance, being the yes person seems like a noble quest for eternal niceness, right? But here's the catch. This constant yes mode can sometimes lead to an unexpected twist. Let's talk about manipulation. When you're always the yes person, some folks out there can't help but notice. They might start viewing you as a magical vending machine that dispenses yes responses at the drop of a hat. You become the go-to person for favors, tasks, and all things yes. Imagine you have that one friend, and every time they see you, they have a laundry list of requests. Hey, can you help me move this weekend? Can you proofread my 50-page essay by tomorrow? Could you lend me $100 just this once? It's like they've got a hotline to your constant yes. But it doesn't stop there. Being the ultimate yes person can lead to another plot twist: feeling taken for granted. You see, when you're always agreeable, people might assume you're okay with everything. And that assumption can breed a sense of, oh, they'll do it, they always do. As time goes on, you might start feeling like you're stuck in a never-ending loop of agreement. Resentment creeps in, and that friendly yes person might start to feel more like a doormat. It's not a fun place to be. But wait, there's more. The yes habit can also put a dent in your self-esteem and personal growth. It's like you're boxing up your own opinions and needs, taping the box shut, and stashing it in the attic. You become a bystander in your own life, watching it unfold according to everyone else's script. So, what's the solution? Well, it's all about balance. It's about finding that sweet spot between being kind and taking care of yourself. You don't have to become a no machine, but it's time to learn the power of a well-placed no. Saying no isn't about being difficult or uncooperative. It's about safeguarding your own boundaries and staying true to yourself. It's your ticket to preserving your self-respect, unlocking your personal growth, and stepping into a life that's authentically yours. In a world where yes often seems like the easy way out, embrace the art of the well-considered no. You'll find yourself in a better place, where you can be both kind to others and, most importantly, kind to yourself. Picture this: you're the ultimate yes person, always nodding along to others' requests and demands. On the surface, it might feel like you're the most accommodating and drama-free person in the room. But beneath that agreeable exterior lies a slippery slope with some not-so-great consequences. For one, saying yes to everything can make you a prime target for manipulation. Others catch on to your unwavering agreeability and may exploit it to their advantage. They could ask for countless favors, knowing you're unlikely to refuse. And as you continue this constant yes dance, you may start to feel like you're being taken for granted. Resentment and dissatisfaction can creep into your relationships. You've essentially painted yourself into a corner, and it's not a fun place to be. But it doesn't end there. This habit of perpetual agreement can put your self-esteem and personal growth in jeopardy. It's like you're putting your own opinions and needs in a box and sealing it up. You lose the ability to assert yourself, to express what's genuinely on your mind, or to stand up for what you believe in. So, while it's important to be accommodating and kind, there's a crucial lesson here. It's all about balance. You want to be considerate of others without sacrificing your individuality. Learning to say no when you need to isn't about being difficult. It's about respecting your own boundaries and making sure you stay true to yourself. In a nutshell, being agreeable is great, but doing it without thinking can lead to a maze of problems. You could be manipulated, taken for granted, and feel stifled in your personal growth. So, let's aim for a more harmonious balance, where you're kind to others and yourself. Saying no when necessary is your ticket to preserving your self-respect and opening up a world of personal growth and authenticity. Balancing the art of saying both yes and no is crucial in our interactions with others. Saying yes reflects our willingness to help, support, and accommodate others' needs and requests, which is undoubtedly an act of kindness. It fosters positive relationships and a sense of community. However, it's equally important to recognize that saying no can also be an act of kindness, but this time directed towards oneself. When we say no, we set boundaries that protect our time, energy, and well-being. It's a form of self-care that ensures we don't overextend ourselves or compromise our own needs and priorities. Saying no is necessary. Saying no at the right time, in the right place, and to the right person, then and there, clearly and confidently, is very important to prevent future remorse, resentment, and regret from your bad decisions. It's not about being arrogant and selfish, but about asserting your boundaries, values, and priorities. In our interpersonal interactions and daily lives, saying no is often a challenging task. People frequently hesitate to say no to requests or demands because they want to avoid sounding mean, rude, selfish, arrogant, unsocial, uncivilized, confrontational, inconsiderate, impolite, inflexible, and uncooperative. In a world that often emphasizes compliance, agreeability, and the desire to please, the ability to say no is a valuable and often underestimated skill. Saying no is not merely an act of refusal. It is a powerful assertion of one's boundaries, values, and priorities. The inability to say no to people, whether to project a positive self-image or out of fear of sounding mean, selfish, uncivilized, or unsocial, even when the decision is incorrect, discomforting, unethical, or detrimental to yourself, is an act that can have several negative consequences. It reveals a lack of courage, assertiveness, and effective communication skills. It also reflects poor decision-making capabilities when one consistently struggles to say no in situations where it's necessary. At the core of saying no lies the establishment and maintenance of personal boundaries. Boundaries are like an invisible fence that separates what is acceptable and unacceptable in our lives. They define the limits of our comfort, our values, and our principles. The ability to say no is the mechanism through which these boundaries are clarified and upheld. When we say no, we are drawing a clear line, asserting that something has crossed the boundary of what we can accept or endure. Saying no to something that we think is not right, unfair, and contradicts our values is necessary and crucial in life. Unchecked compliance, where we consistently say yes to others at the expense of our own boundaries, comfort, or well-being, often leads to future resentment and regrets. This simmering resentment can negatively impact our relationships and our well-being over the time. Saying no at the right time and right place, then and there, clearly and confidently, is very important to prevent the resentment and regret of your bad decision. In any relationship, be it with a friend, family member, colleague, or romantic partner, mutual respect is paramount. When we say no confidently when it's necessary and needed, it's the sign of honest and open conversation which will create a healthy, sustainable connection. It conveys our true feelings, desires, and limitations, and you don't need to feel guilty to express what is right and necessary. In contrast, inability to say no can lead to development of resentments, negative emotions, anger, and frustration over the time. Codependency, a pattern where one person excessively relies on another emotionally or psychologically, can arise when individuals find it challenging to say no, whether it's in a personal or professional life. They may feel responsible for meeting all the other person's needs, often to their detriment. Saying no prevents the development of unhealthy codependent relationships. The ability to say no, when needed and necessary, is not act of rudeness and selfishness, but quality of being assertive in your life. Saying yes to every request, favor, or commitment can quickly lead to overcommitment. This overload of obligations can result in stress, exhaustion, and a diminished quality of life. Saying no is a safeguard against this pitfall. Confidently saying no is not just about asserting personal boundaries. It is also a matter of making ethical and moral choices. In situations where something goes against our values or principles, saying no becomes a moral imperative. In broader societal contexts, saying no is not just about individual ethics but also about social responsibility. History is replete with examples of individuals who said no to unjust systems, practices, or norms, effecting positive change. While the importance of saying no is evident, it is not always easy to do so. Numerous challenges, both internal and external, can hinder our ability to confidently assert ourselves. Overcoming these challenges is a crucial part of mastering the art of no. One common internal challenge is the fear of rejection. People often hesitate to say no because they fear disapproval or being cast aside. Conquering this fear requires building self-confidence and understanding that true connections respect our boundaries. Having the courage to say no when it's necessary is a crucial aspect of maintaining integrity, setting boundaries, and making choices that align with your values. It involves being unapologetically assertive in situations where saying no is the right thing to do, regardless of how it may be perceived. Example 1. Declining an unreasonable workload. Imagine you're at your workplace, and your supervisor consistently assigns you an unreasonable workload that exceeds your capacity. You feel overwhelmed, and your performance is suffering. In this scenario, having the courage to say no is essential. Saying no in this context doesn't mean refusing all tasks, but rather assertively addressing the issue. You might say, I want to do quality work, and I'm currently overwhelmed. Can we discuss prioritizing tasks? Or possibly redistributing some of the workload to ensure I can perform at my best. In this example, confidently saying no to an unsustainable workload protects your well-being, maintains your integrity, and ultimately benefits both you and the organization by facilitating a more productive and sustainable work environment. Example 2. Declining peer pressure. Consider a situation where you're with a group of friends, and they encourage you to engage in an activity that goes against your values or makes you uncomfortable. It could be experimenting with drugs, lying to someone, or engaging in risky behavior. In this scenario, having the courage to say no is crucial to your personal integrity and well-being. You might confidently state, I appreciate your offer, but this isn't something I'm comfortable with or believe is right for me. I hope you understand, and I'm happy to find an alternative activity we can all enjoy together. In this example, confidently saying no to peer pressure demonstrates your commitment to your values and principles. It also encourages respectful communication among friends and reinforces your personal boundaries. Example 3. Setting boundaries in a relationship. In a romantic relationship, there may be times when your partner crosses boundaries that make you uncomfortable or go against your values. Having the courage to say no in such situations is essential for maintaining a healthy and respectful relationship. For instance, if your partner consistently disregards your need for personal space and invades your privacy, you can confidently say, I value our relationship, but it's important for me to have some personal space and privacy. I need you to respect those boundaries for us to continue our relationship harmoniously. In this example, confidently saying no to behavior that violates your boundaries reinforces respect and mutual understanding within the relationship. It also helps create a more secure and loving bond between you and your partner. In conclusion, the importance and necessity of saying no cannot be overstated. It is a multifaceted skill that touches every aspect of our lives, from maintaining personal boundaries and healthy relationships to preserving our well-being, making ethical choices, and effecting positive change in society. Confidently saying no is an act of self-assertion, integrity, and empowerment. It is a declaration that we value ourselves, our values, and our well-being enough to stand up for what is right, even when it might seem a bit rude. Ultimately, saying no is not just a word. It is a resounding affirmation of our autonomy and our commitment to living a life that aligns with our principles and priorities. Examples of saying no in various situations to protect personal well-being, values, and boundaries. 1. Say no to someone who asks to borrow your personal belongings without returning them in good condition. Politely declining requests to borrow personal belongings is essential. If you're concerned they won't be returned in good condition, it's okay to say no. A simple response could be, I appreciate your request, but I prefer not to lend my personal items. I hope you understand. Thanks for respecting my decision. This communicates your boundaries and ensures the safety of your belongings without creating unnecessary tension. 2. Say no to people who ask for your personal information without a valid reason or proper authorization. Protecting your personal information is crucial. If someone asks for it without a valid reason or proper authorization, it's okay to say no. You can respond politely, saying, I value my privacy and don't share personal information without a valid reason or proper authorization. I hope you understand. If there's a specific need, we can discuss it with the appropriate channels. This sets clear boundaries while leaving room for a legitimate and secure exchange if necessary. 3. Say no to attending events or gatherings that make you uncomfortable or anxious. Prioritizing your well-being is important. If invited to events or gatherings that make you uncomfortable or anxious, it's perfectly fine to decline. You can say, thank you for the invitation, but I won't be able to attend. I hope you have a great event. It's essential to listen to your own feelings and set boundaries that contribute to your mental and emotional comfort. Honest communication is key to maintaining your well-being while respecting others' plans. 4. Say no to people who constantly take advantage of your generosity and kindness. It's crucial to establish healthy boundaries. If someone consistently takes advantage of your generosity and kindness, it's okay to say no. You can express it politely, saying, I've noticed a pattern and I need to prioritize my own well-being. I won't be able to continue accommodating these requests. I hope you understand. Asserting your boundaries is essential for maintaining a balanced and respectful relationship. 5. Say no to a relationship that is emotionally abusive or manipulative. If you find yourself in an emotionally abusive or manipulative relationship, it's crucial to say no to it. You can assertively communicate, saying, "I cannot continue in a relationship that is emotionally abusive or manipulative. It's important for me to prioritize my emotional health and well-being. I need to step away from this situation." Taking a stand against such behaviors is an essential step towards maintaining a healthy and positive life. 6. Say no to people who make unrealistic demands on your time and resources. Setting boundaries is crucial in life. If someone consistently makes unrealistic demands on your time and resources, it's perfectly acceptable to say no. You can express it diplomatically, saying, "I appreciate your request, but I'm unable to meet these demands at the moment. I need to prioritize my time and resources. I hope you understand." Clearly communicating your limitations helps maintain a healthy balance in your life and relationships. 7. Say no to individuals who expect you to conform to their expectations of you. It's crucial to assert your individuality and boundaries. If someone expects you to conform to their expectations, it's okay to say no. You can express it respectfully, saying, "I value your perspective, but I need to stay true to myself and my own values. I cannot conform to those expectations. I hope you understand and respect my decision." Asserting your autonomy is essential for maintaining authenticity in your actions and decisions. 8. Say no to someone who consistently invades your personal space and boundaries. Maintaining personal boundaries is important for your well-being. If someone consistently invades your personal space, it's acceptable to say no. You can express it firmly yet politely, saying, "I need my personal space and boundaries to be respected. Please understand that I'm not comfortable with the constant invasion. I hope you can respect that moving forward." It's essential to communicate your need for space to maintain a healthy and respectful relationship. 9. Say no to a job that requires you to compromise your personal values or integrity. Preserving your personal values and integrity is crucial. If faced with a job that requires compromises in these areas, it's entirely appropriate to say no. You can express your decision thoughtfully, saying, "I appreciate the opportunity, but I cannot compromise my personal values or integrity. It's important for me to align with a workplace that shares these principles. Thank you for understanding." Choosing a job that aligns with your values contributes to a more fulfilling and satisfying professional life. 10. Say no to requests to work for free repeatedly or to undervalue your skills and expertise. Valuing your skills and expertise is essential. If faced with requests to work for free or to undervalue your abilities repeatedly, it's perfectly reasonable to say no. You can assertively communicate, saying, "I appreciate the opportunity, but I cannot continue to work for free or undervalue my skills. My time and expertise are valuable, and I need to be compensated accordingly. I hope you understand." Setting boundaries around the value of your work is crucial for maintaining a fair and respectful professional relationship. Saying yes to every request and demand. Saying yes to every request and demand might seem like a way to be friendly and avoid conflicts, but it can lead to some serious problems. This habit of agreeing all the time can have a big impact on your life and not in a good way. When you say yes to everything, you're basically telling others that their needs and wants are more important than your own. It's like putting yourself on the back burner and focusing entirely on what others want. This can lead to you losing sight of your own needs, values, and what truly matters to you. Why do people fall into this pattern of saying yes all the time? One big reason is the desire to please others. We all want to be liked and make those around us happy. Saying yes often feels like a way to do that. Additionally, many of us are afraid of conflict. We don't want to upset anyone, so we agree even when we don't really want to. But here's the catch. Saying yes too much can end up costing you your self-respect and autonomy. Self-respect means valuing yourself and your own needs. Autonomy means having the freedom to make your own choices and live life according to your values. Imagine you always say yes to what your friends want to do, even if it's not what you enjoy. You're essentially erasing your own interests and values to accommodate them. Over time, this can lead to frustration and resentment because you're not being true to yourself. It's essential to strike a balance between being accommodating and taking care of yourself. It doesn't mean you have to become a stubborn or confrontational person. It's about respecting your own boundaries while still being considerate of others. Learning to say no when you need to is crucial. It's a way to assert your own needs and values. It's not being rude or uncooperative. It's about finding that sweet spot between making others happy and being true to yourself. Constantly saying yes can make you feel like you're living life for others rather than yourself. You might start to wonder who you are and what you really want. This can be disorienting and unsettling because you're not living authentically. Your life becomes a reflection of others' desires, not your own. Over time, this can erode your self-respect. You might feel like you're not standing up for yourself or that you're not important. This can be damaging to your self-esteem and overall well-being. Furthermore, saying yes all the time can limit your autonomy. Autonomy means having the power to make your own choices and live according to your values. When you're always agreeing with others, you're essentially giving away your power. You're not in control of your own life. In conclusion, while saying yes is a positive trait when it aligns with your values and desires, blindly agreeing to every request and demand can lead to a loss of individuality, personal boundaries, self-respect, and autonomy. It's essential to find a balance that allows you to be considerate of others while also staying true to yourself. Saying no when necessary is a way to assert your own needs and values, preserving your self-respect and autonomy. Remember, it's not about being uncooperative, it's about being true to who you are. Here are important words from the provided paragraphs, along with simplified meanings and sentence examples for each. 1. Nodding bobblehead. A nodding bobblehead refers to a person who habitually agrees with others without critical thought, resembling the repetitive, head-nodding motion of a bobblehead doll. This term describes someone excessively compliant, often lacking independent opinions or the willingness to express dissent. Example sentence. In meetings, Sarah became a nodding bobblehead, endorsing every proposal without offering constructive feedback, hindering the team's decision-making process. 2. Unwarranted agreeability. Unwarranted agreeability denotes an excessive tendency to agree without justification or thoughtful consideration. Individuals with this trait may acquiesce to requests, opinions, or situations without assessing their validity, potentially leading to undesirable outcomes. Example sentence. Mark's unwarranted agreeability in project discussions often resulted in impractical solutions, highlighting the need for more critical evaluation and constructive input from team members. 3. Vending machine. In a metaphorical sense, a vending machine refers to a person easily manipulated or exploited due to their consistent and unquestioning agreement, much like a vending machine dispensing items upon request. Such individuals provide compliance without considering the consequences. Example sentence. Alice, acting like a vending machine, constantly provided favors without assessing their impact, becoming the target of relentless requests from her peers. 4. Safeguarding. Safeguarding involves protecting or ensuring the well-being of oneself or others by setting boundaries and being cautious in decision-making. It's a proactive measure to prevent harm, maintain personal integrity, and uphold individual priorities and values. Example sentence. By safeguarding her time and energy, Lisa maintained a healthy work-life balance, avoiding burnout and ensuring sustained productivity and well-being. 5. Nodding. Nodding refers to the deliberate, repetitive movement of the head, typically in a vertical direction, as a non-verbal expression of agreement, affirmation, or acknowledgement. This action involves a rhythmic and controlled motion and is commonly observed in various cultural contexts as a universal gesture of understanding or consent, often used to convey approval or comprehension without verbal communication. Example. As the professor explained the complex theory, students in the audience were seen nodding and understanding. 6. Bobblehead. A toy or figurine characterized by a disproportionately large head attached to a spring, allowing it to bob up and down, often used for amusement or decoration. Example. The bobblehead on the office desk provided a whimsical touch, nodding cheerfully with every keystroke. 7. Noble. The term noble describes someone or something possessing high moral qualities, demonstrating honor, integrity, and virtuous conduct. It often refers to individuals with elevated character, exhibiting selflessness and generosity. In a broader sense, noble can also denote qualities associated with dignity, excellence, or elevated status in society. Example. Her decision to donate her prize money to a charity showcased her noble intentions and commitment to making a positive impact on society. 8. Jeopardy. Jeopardy signifies the state of being in danger, at risk of harm, loss, or undesirable consequences. It embodies a precarious situation where safety, well-being, or success is under threat. For instance, engaging in reckless behavior can place one's career in jeopardy, highlighting the vulnerability and potential negative outcomes associated with such actions. Example. The reckless behavior put his career in jeopardy. 9. Eternal. Eternal describes something that is without end, lasting indefinitely or forever. It conveys the idea of timeless existence, whether applied to emotions, concepts, or entities. For example, a love that transcends the boundaries of time and persists endlessly is often described as eternal. Example. Their love for each other felt eternal, transcending the passage of time. 10. Plot twist. The term plot in the context of a story refers to the sequence of events and actions that make up the narrative. A plot twist refers to an unexpected and significant development or turn of events in a narrative, often altering the direction or outcome of the story. It adds intrigue and surprise, challenging the audience's expectations. For instance, in a mystery novel, the revelation that the apparent hero is the true antagonist is a classic example of a plot twist. Example: the sudden revelation about the protagonist's true identity was a shocking plot twist. 11. In a nutshell. In a nutshell is an idiomatic expression that means to summarize something concisely or to present the essence of a matter in a brief form. It is a way of providing a quick and condensed overview of a topic without delving into extensive details. For example, in a nutshell, the project's success depended on effective communication and collaboration among team members. 12. Inconsiderate. Inconsiderate refers to the act of displaying a lack of thoughtfulness or concern for the feelings, needs, or well-being of others. Someone who is inconsiderate may behave thoughtlessly, without regard for the impact of their actions or words on those around them, often causing discomfort, distress, or inconvenience to others due to their lack of sensitivity or empathy. 13. Compliance. Compliance refers to the act of conforming or adhering to rules, regulations, or requests. It involves willingly following guidelines or standards set by authorities, organizations, or established norms. In various contexts, such as business or legal matters, compliance ensures that individuals or entities operate within prescribed boundaries, fostering order, accountability, and adherence to specified protocols. 14. Fence. A fence is a barrier or enclosure typically constructed from materials like wood or wire. It serves various purposes, such as marking boundaries, providing security, or preventing the entry of unauthorized individuals or animals. Fences are commonly used in residential, agricultural, or industrial settings to control access, enhance privacy, or demarcate property lines. Example: the farmer erected a sturdy fence to safeguard his crops from animals. 15. Upheld. Upheld means to support, maintain, or validate a decision, principle, or belief. When a decision is upheld, it is affirmed or sustained, often by a higher authority or through a process of review. Upholding can also imply the preservation of standards, values, or commitments. It ensures the continuation or confirmation of a particular course of action or idea. Example 1. Despite facing numerous challenges, Sarah upheld her commitment to complete the project on time, showcasing her unwavering dedication. 2. The court upheld the decision of the lower tribunal, affirming the legality of the contract between the two parties. 16. Cast aside. To cast aside means to reject, disregard, or dismiss someone or something, often with indifference or neglect. It involves setting aside or abandoning someone or something, intentionally or unintentionally, leading to a sense of exclusion or abandonment. For example, a person might feel cast aside when their opinions or contributions are ignored or when they are excluded from a group or activity. Examples: 1. After years of loyal service, Jane felt cast aside by her colleagues when they failed to consider her for a promotion. 2. The old books, once cherished, were now cast aside on the dusty shelves of the forgotten library. 3. As the new management took over, several long-standing traditions were cast aside, leaving employees feeling disconnected and undervalued. 17. Integrity. Integrity involves being guided by a set of strong morals, ethics, and values such as honesty, fairness, trustworthiness, responsibility, and justice. Example: when offered an illegal shortcut to success, Emily chose to maintain her integrity, opting for the harder but morally sound path to achieve her goals. 18. Multifaceted. Multifaceted describes something with many different aspects, features, or dimensions. It suggests complexity and diversity, indicating that a subject or an object is not limited to a single perspective or function. A multifaceted approach involves considering various facets or elements, acknowledging the richness and depth of the subject. In a person, it may refer to a range of talents, skills, or interests, contributing to a diverse and comprehensive individual. Example: her role as a project manager was multifaceted, demanding both leadership and technical skills. The new educational program takes a multifaceted approach, addressing students' cognitive, emotional, and social needs.